Bureau of Statistics has revealed that Nigeria's inflation rate has risen to 21.09%. The NBS, in its Consumer Price Index report for October 2022, disclosed that the CPI, which measures the rate of change in prices of goods and services, surged to 21.09% in October 2022, up from 20.77% in the previous month. The latest figure shows that the general price level for the headline inflation rate increased in October 2022 when compared to the same month in the preceding year of October 2021 by 5.09%. To speak more on this, Yusuf, the Chief Executive Officer of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, joins me on the news. Thank you very much for joining us. So what do you make of the latest inflation rate of 21.09%? And how exactly do you think this will affect CBN's interest rate at the next MPC meeting this November?
Well, the 21.09% inflation rate did not come as a surprise, because all the variables driving the intense inflationary pressures have not changed. And the key variables here are the exchange rate depreciation, the high energy cost, the high transportation cost, issues of insecurity, the monetization of fiscal deficits, and of course, the global factors of the tightening of monetary policy across the world, which is affecting the depreciation of the currency. So all these key factors are still very much intact, and in some cases they have even been worsening, particularly the exchange rate situation. So to that extent, it didn't come as a surprise that we still have high inflation rates and an inflation rate that is still accelerating. So that is the situation, and of course, food inflation is even much higher. It's 23.7%. And that is one of the biggest worries of the citizens. These things require some urgent action, urgent responses by government. And well, it's good to know that the president has set up a committee to look at the challenges of inflation, particularly food inflation. And we are hoping that some drastic measures will be taken. Because for the citizens, it's extremely unbearable. What the cost of things are in the marketplace. As for the effects on the MPC meeting, well, we are seeing very drastic measures as far as the monetary policy is concerned, particularly with regard to tightening. We are seeing the CRR increase to 32.2%, the highest possibly in the history of the central bank. We have also seen the MPR increase to about 15.5%. So the monetary policy tools have been practically pushed to the limit. If you ask me, I don't think it can change anything, because in spite of all this monetary tightening, the inflation pressure has not abated. So I think the thing to do is to look at the supply side factors that can bring down inflation, that will increase productivity, increase output, and also policy measures that can stabilize the exchange rates, and policy measures that can also reduce energy prices.
Like you said earlier, food inflation also surged to...
Important things to deal with.
Right, so food inflation also surged to 23.72%, like you earlier mentioned. How severe do you think the situation will be in coming months, considering the flooding of farmlands across the country?
Well, it's going to be very severe. First, we are entering the festive season of December, and generally demands for food items are often higher. Secondly, we had this flooding, and the effect of that on prices will begin to manifest from next year. From next month. So we expect the situation to be even much more severe in the coming months. I'm talking now about December, January. So the situation is likely to be more severe. That is why I was saying that the government needs to be a bit proactive to see how it can at least deploy some policy measures that you can regard as low-hanging fruits. For instance, things like fiscal policy, reducing tariff on some critical imports that can help to bring down the prices of some of these processed goods that are being sold by all the food and beverage operators in the economy. I think
Right,
these are
Mr.
the
Muda
things.
Yusuf, the Chief Executive Officer for the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise. Thank you so much for joining me on the news, and thank you for your contributions.